Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 107 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm your host here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
It has been a long time.
It's
I didn't know if I
far
knew,
too long.
I didn't know if I knew how to do that intro still.
Like riding a bike.
We hadn't even sat down to record an episode. I saw it on here. I think it was April 4th. Was the last time we recorded.
April the 4th be with you?
Yeah, because we would have recorded. What was the last thing we did? Was it the podcast? Was it WrestleMania with Nick?
Have we? It wouldn't have been April 4th then.
Yeah, because WrestleMania was like
the 7th or 8th.
Because I left on the 7th.
It was the 8th.
Yeah.
Because Easter was April 1st.
That's right.
So it probably was April 4th.
Yeah.
Dang.
May April 4th be with you. It's gonna be May. We missed y'all. We miss hanging out. Like I said, it's been forever. It's been over a month since we've sat down to record anything. Why is that, Sean?
Been doing a little globe trotting, and
he's from Harlem.
You know, just life. Life gets in the way.
It's just like a month away.
But is it really?
I think it's June 22nd.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
But
You'll be back for that. Maybe we'll finally do a movie review on here. Because I'm seeing that opening night. Oh, yeah, that's the opening night for me. I cannot wait. I told the boys, I don't think you're going to this one until I see it first.
Right. We need
because
to,
this is more
it.
like they said, like Trevorrow said, Jurassic World was action adventure. This is horror. The next one is what he's planning is it's the feel of Jurassic Park, the original movie. But I'm like, well, you kind of did that with World. It was more monster-ish. But I guess it's going to... I don't know. But yeah, the boys are not going to see that. So. But anyways, yeah, we've been trotting around the globe. I first went to Portugal. I missed WrestleMania. I avoided all spoilers. Watched it over the next couple of days because I was at a work conference. And that pay-per-view was... I had my hopes up after the first few matches. And
it was
then
disappointing.
It was horrible.
The first match was the best match.
Which was...
It was Rollins.
Oh, yeah. Rollins is the best wrestler... I wish Rollins and AJ were on the same show is what I wish right now. Because Rollins, nobody's better than Rollins right now.
Wrestling's just not good right now. Somehow you have what should be an amazing feud with AJ and Shinsuke.
Completely
botched. A, they haven't done it well. B, they just keep doing it. I don't even care anymore. That was the dream match at WrestleMania, and now they've done it like 5 times since, and I don't care anymore. None of them, the only one I've really watched the whole way through was the WrestleMania one, and that was good at best.
Yeah.
And that might be pushing it, but I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Raw is stupid. You don't even have a champ right now. You do, but give me a break.
As much as I didn't want Roman to be champ, I don't want Brock as champ. And I really thought maybe he just signed a contract for a month. He was going to lose at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Then they do another screw job finish. At least Reigns is now stuck fighting Mahal, so maybe they're going to back off of that for a while, you know? The rumor is that his next opponent might be either Strowman or...
Strowman's the only one that could conceivably beat him, besides Roman. If they didn't have Roman beat him at Mania or Greatest Royal Rumble, the only I can't see Seth Rollins beating him.
Not beating
you can't see Balor beating him. I feel like the only person that would take the title off him would be Strowman.
Yeah.
Maybe, I could conceivably see Lashley beating him, but he's nowhere near the world. But that would at least be
right.
If he beat him, it would be believable.
Right.
But God, I don't know. I don't really care right now. I'm not even watching it. I'll just read what happened.
I just read Brandon Stroud. That's all I do right now. Yeah. The rumors are that it looks like Raw is going to stay on USA, but it looks like SmackDown may go to Fox. However, if they do, it looks like they may move to 3 hours.
Oh God,
why? If anything, Raw should move back to 2.
They should both be 2. Yeah.
USA should be we'll give you more money just to make it 2 hours. Because they've got to be, their advertisers have not, they've got to be mad because the numbers drop like crazy in the 3rd hour every single time. I don't know. But yeah, wrestling sucks right now. So anyways, but yeah, I was in Portugal for a meeting. When I got back, you basically left right when I got back, I think.
When did you get back?
It would have been that Thursday, the 10th or whatever it was.
And I left the following Thursday.
Okay, so we didn't, our paths crossed a little bit. I can't even, it's been so long, I can't even remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sean, where did you go?
Where didn't I go? I didn't go to Australia. I didn't go to Africa. No, I went to Tokyo,
Mm-hmm.
Beijing, Zurich,
Which is in Switzerland.
correct.
I thought it was in Germany. At
A
first,
small
for a second.
town in Germany that's not even worth mentioning because nobody's ever heard of it. It's still Germany.
For work or for fun?
For work.
Okay.
And then Birmingham, not Birmingham, Birmingham.
Alabama. Oh.
Birmingham, England. And then Amsterdam, Barcelona, and Ibiza.
Oh, it's not Ibiza?
I think it's Ibiza.
Erith.
But even but it's a Z.
Right.
But then even they say Barcelona, and that's a C. But they
Are you
pronounce
sure
it
you're
kind
just
of the
not
same.
talking to people that have a speech impediment?
No, it's Barcelona and Ibiza.
I can't.
Ibiza. But yeah, I had a great time everywhere but
China.
Beijing.
China.
I want to never go back to Beijing. I think I could enjoy China if I went to like Hong Kong or somewhere a little more, I don't know, clean, and just Beijing is just,
Beijing wasn't? Really?
it's not that it wasn't, well, the air is disgusting. Like you couldn't even, it was bad. Air quality's bad. It's just kind of dirty. I'm sure there are nice parts, but I didn't really care for it. The driving is just unbelievable. Like there's somehow, it's like there's no rules, but everybody knows there's no rules, and it just kind of works. Didn't see one single, not so much as a fender bender while I was there. And people are just riding on everybody's bumper and cutting in and out, and I can't drive 25 minutes to work in Memphis without seeing a car on
Correct.
fire on the side of the road. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it, but it just kind of works.
Hashtag Memphis drivers.
But Beijing, and it was weird. I just had this whole, I think it's true to some extent, but the whole time I just felt, because the guys I traveled with put the fear of God into me as far as like Big Brother watching you. And I'm sure they are over there, but like I didn't want to so much as text you or Mom or Brittany or anybody and say, this place sucks. I can't wait to, like, I was afraid. I was like afraid to say, like, it was just so weird. Beijing, not very fun. The food was good. Peking duck. That's one of my favorite things I've ever eaten. But supposedly you don't get it that way around here. Not just Memphis, but like in the States, maybe in like New York or something. But the way they do it there, oh, it is fantastic. There's also some not so good food there.
I can imagine.
But everywhere but Beijing, I absolutely loved, and I would go back to any or all of them.
And you did a bunch of video game stuff in Japan.
I did. We went to like Sega World, which is really just like a big arcade. I thought it was going to be like a store. It was just like an arcade and not even that great of one. Saw a bunch of pachinko. I don't know if they're called casino, but like pachinko places
or whatever. Did you see Metal Gear?
I didn't see Metal Gear. No, I didn't go into any of them. I just walked past.
Okay.
Went to the Square Enix cafe, saw a bunch of cool like Final Fantasy stuff, and yeah, it's just like it's nerd heaven over there. Tokyo was really cool, and it was really clean, and the best way I can describe it, like I'm sure I didn't even scratch the surface of Tokyo, but like everywhere I went looked like downtown Manhattan, and to a further extent like Times Square. Like everywhere I went, it seems like everything was lit up in bright colors, bright lights and everything. But like, there's no, like in New York, you have like Times Square and it's like the mecca of just whatever. That was condensation off of my hand. And then you start going out from there. Still big buildings, but just not so flashy, but still whatever. And then the further out you get, it gets smaller. But like everywhere in Tokyo I went was like downtown Manhattan, just skyscrapers and like big bright colors and lights everywhere.
Did you go to Shibuya? Is that the big train station? I always hear about Shibuya.
So we stayed in Shinjuku, which apparently is like a good like nerdy kind of place. But then Shibuya is too. And there's like Shibuya, I don't know if it's called Shibuya Crossing or something, but it's where all these streets come together, and it's like
it's the nexus of the universe.
People everywhere, like people crossing the street, just like a flood of humanity. It's really weird. But yeah, we went to a bunch of different like districts or whatever, and it was all cool. Tokyo was legit, and everybody there was like super nice. That was the other thing in Beijing. Like I couldn't really communicate with many people in Beijing.
Yeah.
Like people in the hotel obviously spoke English, some people like restaurants did, but like the general public, like taxi drivers and stuff, zero English. Like you could not communicate with them, and they all just nobody seemed happy there. Everybody seemed miserable, except for those people like in the hospitality industry or whatever.
Okay.
But in Tokyo, everybody is just super nice and friendly and accommodating, and I don't know. I assume maybe if I went to like Hong Kong or something, it would be more like that, but Beijing, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend going there to anybody. We did see the Great Wall. The Great Wall was pretty cool.
That's great.
But other than that, Beijing, yeah. The rest of it though was fantastic.
Portugal was awesome too. But I just went to one place. I only went halfway around the world. Not even half. It was like a quarter of the way.
Yeah, it's like
probably like an
way.
eighth. It wasn't that much.
No. Well, yeah, maybe a quarter. Yeah, it's not that far.
It was only like a 7-hour plane ride. So that's where we've been. Now, before we left, so we finished up Season 1 of Versus.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
Came down to the wire.
Super Nintendo came out on top, 5-4 to 1. We thought it would win. I think we both thought it would be a bigger margin.
I would have thought at least 6-4, if not 7-3.
Yeah, going into it, there were a few games that I thought could definitely go the Genesis way. I thought Bloodlines could go that way.
What was the one that Genesis took that we were both like, wow, didn't see that coming? You remember? There was something that like we were like, wow, I guess.
What one was it? Aladdin we knew would win.
Turkin maybe? No, I think Turkin
we kind of thought that just because we had a lot of experience with that. Contra didn't win. Tournament Fighters definitely didn't win. Turtles in Time went to Super Nintendo. Street Fighter 2 was a draw. Mortal Kombat. Maybe Genesis. It was Mortal Kombat. Just no, because we knew that because of Abacab.
Yeah, there's something that went to No, Aladdin we would have expected.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's one that went to Genesis that I did not see coming, but
yeah. But we had a lot of fun doing that. We've got plans to bring it back, a little different flavor of it, but we've got some other stuff that we want to do first. And now I almost think that thing I texted you about this morning, I almost kind of want to do that next.
First?
Yeah. Because it goes along with this season. We're gonna see how many we can line up and stuff. We'll see. We got plans. Don't worry. We're back pretty much full time now.
Except I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks.
You're gonna be gone, but we're gonna do some recording. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So before we get to what's next, also we finished our series on Bloodborne. I'm not going back to Bloodborne again. Now that
I'm gonna have difficulty going back to that because.
You were a lot further
feel like
than I was.
Peaked. I feel like I'm now finally to the point where I really can't get any further without a lot of grinding. And I just don't know that I have it. I'm sure one day I'll go back to it once I'm done with like God of War. And I think once I'm done with God of War, I'm thinking, depending on how E3 goes, or probably regardless of how E3 goes, I want to go back and do Last of Us again. And maybe after that, jump back into Bloodborne or something. But I need a break for now.
There's just so much to play. Like, so I'm still working on. We'll get to that in a minute. But I'm working on my God of War Platinum. I bought Tacoma. It's just been sitting there on my XMB or whatever you call it. And I want to play it, but I'm like, I've got to get this Platinum first in God of War. So I've got that. Then we found out a game is coming out this Thursday that I definitely want to play. That's only $10 and just came out of nowhere. Fantastic. And then you've got the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection is coming out in a few weeks.
Like 2 weeks.
No, May 29th. What day is it?
Today, it's like
May,
1 week.
not April. Yeah. It's a week from Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind. Shout out to Capcom for moving that up a couple of days from the 31st. I like that. So there's that. Then there's still the X collection is hanging out there. Like, something is telling me to get that, even though I've got the Pi, so I could play 1, 2, and 3 for sure.
I'm on the fence. I went back. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3. Probably 2, because I wouldn't have just skipped it. I was probably playing Mega Man X2 a while ago. And I wouldn't say I cheat, but I look up a guide just to know what order.
That's you.
And it didn't.
You have to do that in Mega Man.
Hook me. I don't know.
So did you play any of the PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 X games? Because those just intrigued me so much.
I only played Mega Man 8, which was PlayStation, and it was okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't play any of the X's besides 1.
So then you've got that. I think that's in July. I still want to go back and play Blossom Tales. Then you've got Spider-Man. Obviously, that's not till September, but I just think, long story short, I think I'm done with Bloodborne. I had a lot of fun. I never got as far as Sean did. Sorry for those first 3 episodes. We recorded them all on the same night before we knew there was an R2 or an R1 button.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. But yeah, I like it. I definitely want Bloodborne 2 to come out. I hope that gets announced here in a few weeks. Because that I'll be all over, and that I will just, okay, this is the game I'm playing now, and I'm just going to... But it's just, that's one of those things for me that's like, when a game is old, even if I've missed out on it, like...
You're not really, besides me, you're not really experiencing it with other people. And that's part of the fun. No, I'm with you there. I think Bloodborne 2, Bloodborne 2, now I said Bloodborne 2.
You said it 3 times now.
Bloodborne 2
hours later.
2 hours later. I can't wait for.
Yeah.
Even though I'm just kind of with Bloodborne. The game's great.
Yeah.
I feel like I've just gotten about as far as I'm going to get anytime soon.
Yeah.
Plus, I know now if you're talking to Ernie, I think in hindsight, I think I wasted my time with a lot of upgrades.
Oh,
and
really?
So now I'm like, that's a lot of time that I can't get back. And it's just like, well, like knowing that I could be so much stronger than I am right now, I'm just like,
yeah. Well,
so I don't know.
It was fun. I'm glad we did the series because it's one of those games I've always wanted to play. I've never played any of the Soulsborne games, so it was fun doing that. But we're done with that for now. But yeah, so what's next? We do have a new season of content coming. We just because I had a brainstorm this morning that we might actually change the season. We got a few ideas that we're trying to bounce around and see which one we want to do next. We won't get going with that here for a couple weeks because Sean, like he said, he's going out of town. He's going to Ireland with Brittany and with our mom and with our aunt also. So once we figure out what we're doing, depending on either we'll start scripting stuff or we'll start trying to set stuff up to get that thing going. So we're working on stuff. Don't worry about that. However, I will say Mario Mondays are back.
It's back.
So as you're watching this, I have no idea what day I'm putting this up. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. Next Monday, we should. You good? Because we're good for Wednesday. Yeah, to post.
Yeah.
Mario Mondays are coming back. We're going to do New Super Mario Wii, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think just the fact that you can screw each other over,
it'll be a lot of fun.
I think it's going to make for a lot of fun. And I already know...
And it's not going to be levels that we have, like, memorized.
This is not like Mario 3D World.
I've played the game before, but so little that none of it's going to look familiar to me.
Oh, and it's been forever since I've really sunk some time into that. So it'll be fun to go back and play it. I've already got an idea for what we do next. It'll change it up a little bit. We can talk about that off the air. So
Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, there's no way in hell. So that's what's coming next. Thank you guys for being patient. We've still been gaining some subs. Hey, if you guys saw me at the career fair where I talked about YouTube, thank you guys for subbing. I did a career day at an elementary school here.
Okay. That's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
And now you just said career fair. I'm like, oh, that is not what I thought you were talking
I don't know
about.
why I said fair.
Okay.
No,
Those
career
are two totally
day.
different things.
Career day, basically what they wanted to do was like, wanted me to talk about like a lot of these kids. There was 5th grade kids. They want like when they write down what do you want to do when you get older. I want to be a YouTuber, and their teachers were like one of Jess's friends was like, hey, I know Kevin's got a YouTube channel. Maybe you can come in and talk about it, but like not like don't crush their dreams, but like
it's not all
my thing was
glamorous.
But I will say when we started doing this, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, we're gonna have 1,000 subs in no time. Then we'll be up there. Like, I mean, shout out to Ernie. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, go to youtube.com/blurwithoutfear. He's this close to 5,000 subs. I'm so proud of him and so happy for him. Give him a sub. Push him over that 5,000. I thought we would have blown that out of the water. I guess I just thought, I know what we do is good. I know we are good.
Yeah.
But we are not names. So
we are also, I mean,
and now we're demonetized,
not
so now
knock,
we're screwed.
I don't want to like knock what we're doing, but the market is oversaturated. Like there are so many
and one of the things I
people
talked about,
doing basically the same thing, and it's tough to. I mean, the people that have made it, the people that are going to make it, talking about video games, have probably already made it at this point. So, but it's still fun. It's not.
Well,
I don't.
But my point is though, like, so what I told them at this career day was, if you're gonna do YouTube, it's kind of like this. So if you play sports as a kid, you're not playing baseball because you think you're gonna be a major leaguer, or Pop Warner because you think you're gonna be start quarterback for the Giants. You're doing it because it's fun. It's something you like to do. It's an outlet for you. So what I said was basically it's the same thing with YouTube. Whether it's video games, which most of the kids did, they wanted my gamer tag. They want to know what system I play on. Do I play Fortnite, of course, and other things. I was like, whether it's
how does the Fortnite dance go?
whether it's that or video games or music or makeup tutorials are like the three biggest things on YouTube, or just vlogging or whatever it is. Don't go into YouTube to make money. If you're going to make a YouTube channel, just do it because it's a creative outlet. It's something you like to do. It's fun. And then if anything happens from there, great.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
So thanks for subscribing. I'm glad we still been getting some subs, even though haven't really had any content lately. Speaking of lately, Sean, what have you been playing? I know.
So I'll get to that in a second. The only other thing I've been playing, because I've been on travel, I'm still no further than I've ever been, but I started Final Fantasy 6/3 again on my iPad. So I have it on my iPhone, and it works well enough, whatever. I'm like, hey, on the iPad, it'll be even easier.
Yeah.
But I just started fresh. I don't know if I had any other. I don't know if I could have continued my game from my phone regardless. But so I started fresh, and I'm, again, right back to the point, I think, where I left off on my phone.
No, I'm good.
And that game's cool. It's got a cool story.
Kefka,
yeah. I still don't know where it ultimately goes. Like right now, it's just it's kind of like most Final Fantasy games where you have like this kingdom and then this kingdom and this kingdom's trying to take over and whatever. Like I'm sure it goes to a bigger story at some point. There's like this underlying theme of like magic versus the mechs and whatever. It's pretty cool. Again, but now that I'm home, I'll probably play it more when we go to Ireland. Mm-hmm. But like I'm not going to play it probably again until we go to Ireland.
Yeah.
Someday I will beat that game.
Again, I liked the little bit that I played of it, but once it ate my save on my PSP, it didn't eat the save. I just didn't know how to save. And I thought there was a RAM save and there was not. I said, well, okay, never mind. I'm just delete it, not going back. Now that I have the Pi, I might play the Super Nintendo version eventually just because. But
so other than that, obviously, been playing God of War. We'll talk spoiler free. Do you want to get into any spoilers at all, or just totally spoiler free?
For my spoiler filled thoughts, there should be a podcast. It might already be up on Nerd 901. I did a spoiler cast with Nick and Ernie and Melody, and we just spoiled the hell out of God of War for about 2 hours. So yeah. But I'm to the point now.
We promise no spoilers if you haven't.
I'm to the point now where
played it.
If you also want to do a spoiler cast, I'm down to do another one because I want to talk about this game that badly. Like this is one of my top 5 favorite games of all time.
So okay, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. This game, a lot of similarities, 10,000 foot level to Horizon. Horizon, one of your favorite games. Yeah. Neck and neck with Zelda last year for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
This is above that?
I said on the spoiler cast, I don't know yet.
Okay.
They are...
For me, it is. For me, something
okay.
about Horizon... Well, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I'm pretty sure I like it better. Horizon took a while for me to really get a feel for it and get into it. Now, God of War had the advantage of having an established story and universe and all that. And Horizons is fantastic, but you don't really find out a lot about it until you're way into the game. But Horizon took a while to hook me, like the combat and stuff. And I think right now, if I tried to pick it up again, I would be lost.
That's
Versus
true.
This game, I think if I stopped playing it for 6 months, I don't know how long it's been since I played Horizon. If I stopped playing for 6 months and picked up God of War again, I could get back into it like that.
Like it's different, but it's still God of War.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the thing I like. The one of the things I love so much about this is that it's completely different, but also very similar. But continue.
So one thing it's done. Oh God, I know. It's already making me want to go back and at least play 3, if not 1 and 2 also. But it's like, I just don't have time.
Yeah.
But it does make me want to go back and play the other ones again.
Have you played through all 3? I can't remember.
Yeah, I've beaten all 3.
Okay. You just never did the side ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, the game is fantastic. I just... It's tough to talk much about it without talking spoilers, but it is... awesome. I'm glad. I was a little worried, even though I had read plenty, that Atreus is not. It's not a like a baby.
It's not Resident Evil 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was worried about. He's just always kind of there, and he's doing like you never have to worry about him. You never have to be like, oh crap, I left him behind. I mean, occasionally he gets like an enemy grabbing onto him. You have to save him, but
he never gets caught behind a door if
He
you're
doesn't
going
even
through a
have
puzzle
health.
or something. Yeah,
Like,
he can't die. Well,
what even happens if the enemy gets him and you don't save him? I've always saved
I don't
him.
know.
but,
I've always saved him.
So I don't know. It's
the one thing that
works.
I didn't do enough at the beginning was it's like you said, you'd forget he was there. I'd forget he was there, and I'd forget that he can attack.
Oh,
So
I would always
forget to hit.
square,
Now
square,
I'm
square,
when I
square,
see an enemy, I'm like,
square, square. Yeah. Spoiler free thoughts. The game's awesome. I'm not gonna be able to fully. It's at least a 9 out of 10, probably 9.5 out of 10, and depending on how the rest of it goes, it may be a 10 out of 10. It's probably top 10 games all time for me. A lot of it's going to depend on how it finishes. For anybody that's played the game, I'm past that part, so it's already like it's awesome. I don't know what's going to happen from here on out, but it's awesome.
It's like I told Sean, we're not going to spoil anything, but if you know what we're talking about, that is one of my favorite sequences in video game history. That 15 minutes or so, that whole thing is just so perfectly done, and the way they're building up to it, and they build up to it in other ways throughout the game. By the way, did you
I
know,
want to talk to you about that off air.
Yeah, in the opening shot, they're there. Not the opening shot, but the first battle where Atreus is hiding when they open that. This isn't really a spoiler. When they open the door, apparently Corey Barlog says you can see them. It doesn't. Originally, they were going to linger on it. He's like, no, that's too long. That's too obvious.
Yeah.
But they're there. So I'm like, okay, now I need to do a new save just to play to that part.
Interesting.
But yes, to me, what else do you want to say about God of War?
I mean, that's pretty much it. Until I haven't beaten it yet. I'm thinking I'm
You're getting
2/3
close.
to 3/4 of the way through. But it doesn't show any signs of slowing down. If anything else, it's picking up.
Yep.
We'll talk more about it. Well, I may end up wanting to do the spoiler cast.
Okay.
Anyway,
I would love to. For me, so if you guys have been listening to us for any amount of time, you know that I'm a huge God of War fan. 1, 2, 3, Chains of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta, such a good game, trapped on the PSP, but then they did the remaster or whatever for PS3. And then even good old Ascension, which just gets crapped on. And I get it, by that point it's 6 games of the same stuff. I get it. It was still a good game. It's a solid 8.
Do all those 3 games play like the other 3 games?
Exactly
or are they
the same.
Okay. I don't know if it was some weird kind of like Metal Gear Acid kind of,
no,
like
they're legit. They're legit
Okay.
God of War games,
Right.
just bite size. And
Yeah.
I mean the scope and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The scope in the game isn't bite size. It's just its own little screen. Prettiest game I've ever seen.
I think it's beautiful. Now I'm playing on my projector, so it's big and beautiful, but I'm probably losing a little bit of the detail, but it looks beautiful.
The funny thing, this is what I say about how pretty it is. It simultaneously makes me want a PS4 Pro and realize there's no need for a PS4 Pro at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this looks so beautiful. I want it to look even more beautiful, but this looks this beautiful on a launch PS4. Like,
there was a
unbelievable.
part right before the part
Uh-huh.
when you're talking to... It's not a spoil. I'll say her name, Freya.
Yeah.
When you're talking to Freya right before that part. And it's something about that scene. I don't know if it's just like facial expressions and how they're, but like I'm looking at this and I'm like, this looks almost perfect. Like, why do we need a PS4 and why do we need a PS5? I mean, yeah, why do we need a PS4 Pro and why do we need a PS5? Like, are you really going to get
That's why I really hope it's
that
another
much better?
I hope it's 2 more years away.
Yeah.
The other thing, I will say that's another thing. I forgot to say this on the spoiler cast because we went into all the story stuff instead of really talking about stuff like the prettiest game I've ever seen. Kratos, I think, is the best looking character model I've ever seen. That dude, like when they zoom in, when the camera kind of go, and also shout out to the no cut camera. That's so cool that they did that. You see like every pigment of his skin, like when it gets close to his arm and you see the tattoo, but then it's like the ashes that have, I mean, spoiler alert, it's the ashes of his family. That's why he's white. Like, you see, like, almost like individual ashes. Like, it is insane the amount. Whereas on the PS3, on PS2, when he first started, I mean, it was just like he's just white with a red tattoo.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is so detailed. It's amazing. There are little things in this that I think are so cool. One I won't say, but I'll just say this, you'll know what I mean. When he gets in the boat and he throws something to Atreus every time, it makes me laugh every time. But it's just like, it's little things like that. It's little things like when he actually puts his axe away. Like in video games, it's usually like, I'm going to put my sword away, and it just goes like this, and then it just kind of appears on your back.
Yeah.
He does this, but then he does it so that it actually go, like, you can see the thing it's going in, the Omega symbol, and he goes and he goes clink, and it actually, he puts it into that. Like, not only that, the other thing, like I went off on this on the podcast, it's so cool, on the spoiler cast. Have you noticed the way that he runs, how realistic his run is?
Oh, it's beautiful.
But do you know why? He starts off, and maybe I don't know if I thought there'd be articles about this. The way he runs, like, it boggles my mind. He starts off, he
like
sprints, and he puts his head
slow,
down, and then after like a couple seconds, he's like, okay. And I'm like, that's perfect, because normally, like in Metal Gear Solid 5, if you sprint, you are just running the same speed forever, the whole time until you, or in Zelda, you go till you lose your stamina. But this, and then he kind of settles into a slightly faster jog. It's just so, it's so cool.
Yeah.
What else can I say that's not spoilers? This game has made me care about Norse mythology. I never gave two rips about it ever. And now I've bought a book. Haven't read it because I can't stop playing the game, but it made me care about it. The interactions with Kratos and Atreus are so well done.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it alone. One of the other things I like, since I've beat the game, obviously, and I'm going, like I said, I'm going for the platinum. One of the things that's cool about the platinum is it forces you to go back to other areas that you go to in the story, but stuff has changed. So it forces you to revisit them. There's different ways to find collectibles, and that's not a spoiler, but to find different collectibles and stuff in there. It forces you to go back there and kind of look at them from a different light. I like that.
Yeah.
The only cons I have for this game, and I talk about them on Spoilercast, the upgrade trees, we kind of talk about this. The upgrades are just boring.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that I'm like, hit R1 and then wait a second and then hit R1 and then I'm like, I'm not going to remember all these weird little things.
Yeah.
Like, I could learn it and I might do it once or twice to try it out. It starts
to become second nature once you figure it out and how it works.
Yeah. Right. And I'm sure if I'm playing on a harder difficulty, you probably need all of it. Like, you need to really vary up your fighting. But until, I feel like I've upgraded.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I feel like I've upgraded by about 2/3 of the game. I was feeling already like I've upgraded everything I need. Yeah. And now I'm like, well, I guess I'll just start doing these things and I'll never use them. But that, and then we also talked about this. The map is kind of worthless.
Map sucks.
It's like, here's the map. Oh, you want to zoom in? I'm like, what is the point? Like, let me zoom in, or give me like an on-screen map. Give me something.
The map is worthless. Kratos is represented by a giant Omega thing with like, there's just arrows everywhere, and it's like, wait, so which arrow is pointing me which way I'm headed? And I hate the waypoint system too. Like, I want to just put a mark on there, and I don't need like GTA where it's like, it's, you got a GPS or something like that. I like how the compass system works, where it's just like, okay, here it is, you're facing here. Okay, now you've got to this part, and now it jumps over here, so you got to turn east or whatever. So I like that, but the map itself is horrible. Yeah, horrible. And have you done any of the bell ringing chests? I hate those things. Where you got to hit 3 bells to open a Nornir chest.
Yeah.
I hate those things.
I don't mind them. I think everyone I've come across have opened. I like.
I've opened them, but some of them are ridiculous.
I like that they're all right there, more or less. Like, if you see a chest, you're not going to have to
just look up and around.
Yeah, they're all nearby if you take enough time to look for them. So, yeah, they're kind of annoying, but they're not bad. But overall, I mean, it is a 10 for me. I feel like I say that a lot on here, but this is a 10. Like, it's deserving of all the praise it gets. It dropped from a 95 to a 94 on Metacritic. But I mean, still, it's their highest rated exclusive. It's higher than Uncharted. I mean, if you don't count Last of Us, I think is like a 95 or 96 on PS4, but it's a PS3 game. So if you don't count that, like, PS4 exclusive,
It's the highest rated. I think it's probably my favorite. I think I'm just like, I don't want to be prisoner of the moment and say, yes, it definitely is, because I've got so much history with this series and everything. But I think it's probably, and not only that, PlayStation 4 now has 4 of my top 10 games of all time, with Metal Gear Solid 5,
Uncharted 4,
Horizon, and this.
And
All of a sudden,
5.
And GTA 5 is up there, and then Last of Us is just outside the top 10 for me. I can't just default to just saying the Super Nintendo. I'm realizing as I'm playing this, I'm like, I can't just default to saying the Super Nintendo is my favorite console of all time. PlayStation 4 right now, it has moved past the NES to me. It's number 2 now, and it may end up, by the time this is all said and done, not that anybody cares what I think, I may end up saying this is my favorite console of all time.
One thing that God of War, it is a, what am I trying to say? It is very much a PS4 game, but it's almost simple enough to where I can already tell I'm going to go back and play through this game again.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to start Metal Gear Solid 5 again.
I tried.
I don't know that I'll ever start Horizon again. I may never start Zelda again. Like, that's my biggest knock on a lot of these newer games, is once I beat him, I feel like I never want to go back and play him again. Or I never want to start over again.
We talked about this on the spoiler cast. It's like some of these games, they've gotten
I can very much see playing through it again.
And also, I like that this is not really an open world game. Like, every game doesn't have to be open world. This is a big world, and you can explore in these areas, but it's not a typical open world game, and I like that. That's one of the reasons I loved Uncharted 4 so much. It was just like, what if they would have just gone like Metal Gear Solid 5 did, and they were like, let's just make Uncharted open world, and you'll have these side quests and stuff, and then you'll come over here to a story mission, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I still love story-driven games. Like Metal Gear Solid 5, as much as I love that game, as I get more and more removed from it now, almost 3 years since it came out, it didn't need to be open world. I would have rather had it been 15 hours of a Metal Gear, like, linear story to tell us that same story, but without the wandering soldiers and without just stupid side missions that were just, they didn't need to be there. That's not what Kojima does best.
Now, have they said anything about, should we be expecting any DLC or anything?
Breaking news. I'll get to that in a second. Resident Evil 7 is coming to the Switch as a cloud streaming game, out May 24th in Japan. I don't know what that means yet, but you heard it here first. Resident Evil 7 is coming to Switch. What would you say?
Are we getting DLC for God of War?
Cory Barlog has said no, and I believe him. Like, he's been so passionate about single-player games and, like, keeping that alive, and just he's poured his heart and soul into this game. Because he basically said on these spoiler casts, I'm not going to spoil anything, but he's like, they realized they got to the point in the story where Cory said, when they were, like, storyboarding everything out, he's like, guys, we're in the next game. We got to pull this back. So he's like, and he said jokingly, but it seems like he was kind of being true. He said he's kind of planned out 4 or 5 of these games. And I'm like, wow. Now, the good thing is that now they've built the engine, the pre-production, all this stuff won't take as long as it did with this, because this game took them 5 years to make.
Wow.
If not, actually, it might have been
longer.
It does seem
like, we've been hearing about it forever.
Yeah. I'm so excited to play what's next. I part of me, and we talked about this on the Sportcast, it was like, I'd be mad at Cory at first. I'm like, you lied, and you're doing DLC. And I'd be like, okay, but I want to play more God of War. Yeah. But I mean, there's so much to do in this game. And that's the other thing. This Platinum does not feel like a slog. It is difficult. There's the collectible thing, which I hate, but it's not like getting 145 Riddler trophies or whatever the hell it was in Arkham Knight that I said, no, hell no, I'm not doing that. Like, all the stuff is very doable. There is stuff that's difficult, but not cheap.
Right.
You know, it's a fair platinum. It's a difficult platinum. It's probably, by the time I'm done, it'll be 45 to 50 hours, but it's worth it. I love it so much. So God of War is just amazing. Stay tuned for maybe a spoiler cast. We'll see.
Yep.
Also, I've been playing, when I went over to Portugal, I played through Zelda 1 again.
Okay.
Logan, you're still crazy. That game is freaking amazing and damn near perfect. I love that game so much. I play through it probably once a year now.
But here's the thing. Not that I agree with Logan.
That game is. I know what you're gonna say.
The game is not made for someone. It's a tough playthrough the first time, I guess is what I'm saying.
And
the
I've
map
got
is
everything.
worthless. It's just a big gray box. And like, oh, level, I mean, you could tell me exactly what it'd be like. Oh, level 6, I got to burn this bush. Like, how would you ever know? How did we ever know that without the internet?
Right.
How did we ever find all these levels? Are there clues in game that I'm forgetting about?
Probably Nintendo Power.
Maybe, but like, it is just not.
There's
set
no
up.
clues in the game other than talk to the lady on the waterfall and stuff.
Like, could you
that.
imagine if you just handed that game to somebody and said, beat this game, you're not allowed to use the internet or any guides or anything? I don't know that I could do it. I mean, I could now, knowing what I know, but if I had never played it before, I wouldn't be able to find some of those levels. And
one of the things I've thought about would be fun to do a Let's Play would be like, here's how you play Zelda 1. And it's a Let's Play of us going all the way up until the first dungeon to show how you do the money run. You get your rupees, you get your 2 extra heart containers, then you go up and you get the white sword, make sure you got enough rupees, then you go buy the big shield. And then I even did this time before I played it, I had the white sword, the big shield, the magical shield, and the blue ring before I even started level 1.
wow.
So I was just OP, and it was awesome. By the way, when I got to the end of that game, I beat level 8, and I was like, I feel like I'm missing something here. Because I got to the boss kind of quickly, but I had got whatever else is in there. The book, I think, is in level 8, so you can, when the wand shoots fire.
No, you get that before.
Maybe
you
that's
get
in
the
7.
silver arrow, you get the blue ring, or the red ring.
The red ring and silver
ring.
arrow are in 9. They're in Death Mountain.
Oh, I was thinking
8,
8 was
right.
the last level. Okay, so 8 probably is the book. And the master key.
I forgot the master key. My dumb ass. Because I forgot how, every time I played through this, I forget how confusing the last dungeon is. It's ridiculous. And I go in there without the master key, and I'm running out of keys. So I'm like, I can't go anywhere. Why is this never used to happen before? Where's the master key? Thinking it's in level 9. No, idiot. It was in level 8, and I just skipped it. So I had to go buy a key a couple of times for 100 rupees in a shop somewhere and then come back. I beat it, but
Wow.
oh, I love it. The game's so great. Also, speaking of Zelda, I did start out Link's Awakening. I think I'm through 3 dungeons. I'm not sure. I want to get back to. That's another thing when I beat God of War. I still want to go back and play that again.
Yeah.
It's not great. I don't like Altano says it's his favorite Zelda game. I don't know how anybody could say that's their favorite Zelda game. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it'll click. But it seems like there's
It is a very. I mean, it's somehow.
It seems like there's a lot of stuff where it's like go here on the map, get something, and then go. Oh,
I do remember a lot of unnecessary running around.
Yes,
but it's almost like how you always talk about Chris Jericho. Hear me out. It is somehow simultaneously an underrated and appropriately rated. Like, I would say it's underrated. Like, I remember that game being really good for its time. And so I would like to say it's underrated. But a lot of people really love that game too. So maybe it's not underrated, but it's no Link to the Past. It's no Link Between Worlds.
No, not
I would
even close.
probably put it even behind 1.
Thank you.
But it's probably number 4. And that's just
from
like
the 2D
Zelda
Zeldas.
game.
Yeah.
So, but I mean,
then,
that's
because the touch games don't count. But I mean, is it better than the Oracle's games, or is it about the same?
I only played one of them, and I don't think I ever beat it. I remember those being, I can't remember why, but I remember whichever one I played, I remember just being like, they're trying to do too much. Like, it seemed like they're making it more complicated than it had to be just to make it more complicated. Like, it didn't serve any purpose. It was just a lot of, I mean, kind of like what you were saying about Link to the Past, a lot of running around or a lot of collecting. There's something weird that I didn't really care for, and I never ended up beating it. But
the other thing, so I also went to Atlanta for a couple of days for a work conference there, and I brought my Raspberry Pi, and one night I was like, there was like a networking thing that we just, like, my boss didn't want to go to and I didn't want to go to. So I just went to a bar and had a few drinks and some pizza and came back and was like, I'm going to play Link to the Past. And I did, and I just played it for like I did whatever comes after. I guess it was the first, maybe it's the first Dark World dungeon. I can't remember now. It was like a month ago. But I played it and just ate Doritos and like had a blast. Just sitting in my hotel room. I didn't even care. It was great. So I played that, and then I also forgot, if you saw us tweeting about it and stuff, we both got Destiny 2. I played that for a while. I really liked it. And now I'm like,
I played it for about an hour, and then I'm like, okay, I want to go back to Bloodborne. And now I'm like, I forgot I had it.
yeah.
I saw it when I was putting God of War, and I'm like, I forgot I had this.
Yeah.
Like, it was still in my PlayStation because that was the last thing I put in there because Bloodborne was just downloaded.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, got to take the game out. Destiny 2, what in the world? I forgot I had it.
Yeah.
And I don't know when I'm ever going to play that again.
I really liked it. I probably
It was fun. The little I played of it, it was fun, but it just seems like another first-person shooter to me.
I put 5 or 6 hours into it. I get it's fun. Like you see people coming into your game, and there's these drop ships, and you got to blow stuff up to get loot and whatever. But I'm like, it's just not. It's not even the whole multiplayer thing. I think I am really just over first-person shooters at this point, and we will talk about that here in a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
But I can see it's a good game. I don't get why people hate it compared to like Destiny 1, and they're mad at Bungie, and they're doing this, they're not doing that. I don't understand any of that stuff. But from just a gameplay standpoint and being fun, again, it's fun to play, but it's like there's I don't know. Actually, I think I deleted off my hard drive when I downloaded Tacoma. So I was like, I need free space. By the way, God, I need. That's the other thing about getting a PS4 Pro. At least then I have a 1 terabyte hard drive. Having this 500 gig hard drive, it sosounds like a lot.
Every time I get a new game, I need to be like, all right, well, what am I going to delete?
I deleted Horizon.
Really?
When I got God of War.
Deleted that yet.
I deleted Horizon. When I got Horizon, I think was when... No. What did I get? Oh, when I installed Diablo, I had to delete Metal Gear. Diablo. I forgot I even had Diablo. I'm never going to go back to that. It was fun. I might go back to it, but there's just so much. If you get a backlog, like if you care about video games and what's coming out, like you were saying, being part of the discussion and all that, it's tough to stay up to date.
You almost need to just pick whether it's your genre or your you almost need to just pick something and stick with it. Like you can't.
Well, that's why people put play 1,000 hours into Destiny.
Yeah, but like. I don't know. Destiny's fun. I don't know that I'll ever play it again. I literally may not put that game back in. I enjoyed it, but I didn't get very far. But like,
I mean, we
too
spent
many other
$10
things
on
that
it.
I'd rather play. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care, but there's too much. If you don't play video games for a living, there's too much, and that's not a bad thing. But there's too much. You can't play everything.
That's the other thing I forgot about coming out in August is going to be Madden, and now for the first time in a few years, I care about Madden. Hashtag Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting Madden this year for sure because I cannot wait to play with that dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. All right, Sean. About 45 minutes and you want to get to the news of 2018?
Sure.
So we used to do the news of the week. We don't podcast every week anymore. So now we're going to do the news that's been the most important since we last podcasted a few months ago. The biggest news that's come out is Nintendo Switch Online was finally unveiled. $3.99 a month, or $7.99 for 3 months, or $20 for a year, or you can do $35 for a family plan, which 8 people can join. I lost track of what I was saying. $35 for a year, up to 8 people can join. So you can basically split it 8 ways.
Just any 8 people.
So
like I think, hey, I'll give you $17.50 a year. Just.
Or I mean, even Nick and Adam and Ernie, and everybody else that has everybody we know that has a Switch, like okay, just like Venmo me once a year and you're done.
Yeah.
So it's super cheap, fantastic. There's some good and some bad about this. It is required for online play. The one thing Nintendo said is they really just made a big deal about saying it's required for intent for playing online on Nintendo games. So it seems like maybe there will be some third party people that will just say, you don't need it, like you can play without it. I don't know. That could get that's a lot of gray area if they do that.
Yeah.
You will get discounts on games like you do with PS Plus and games with Gold. So that's good. And you do get access off the bat to 20 NES games. 10 have been announced so far. They are soccer, tennis, and then the rest of these are going to be very interesting based on a piece of hardware that I own. Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, Balloon Fight, Ice Climber, Dr. Mario, and Zelda 1. 8 of those 10 are on the NES Classic.
Now, do you need to be... So you can't download these, or you can? You have to have a connection to play them?
Now, that they haven't really said. You have to be a Nintendo Online subscriber.
Okay.
So you can't just...
You don't stream the game. Well, I mean, I guess we don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. And for somehow that they can all be played online and they all use voice chat. What they have said...
Are they ever going to... This is a rhetorical question, but are we stuck with what we currently believe to be the voice chat system?
Yes.
Is that ever going to be...
It's still that crazy app with like all these dongles and stuff, yeah. Just use
I don't
Discord.
know how you screw that up.
I don't know what they were thinking.
God.
But these can all be played online with voice chat, and they can be played co-op.
Now that's
online.
cool.
So they said all these, like, soccer makes sense. Tennis, hell yes, we love tennis as kids. I'm glad I hope they put baseball on there, because that was one of the things that was really lacking on the NES and SNES Classic was sports games. You had Tecmo Super Bowl, but I think
But
that
if we
was
play
it.
baseball, you just have to throw strikes down the middle.
Obviously. But you remember how baseball, like, you could throw it, and then as it's like halfway there, then you go, like, what the hell? This is not real. And I guess with Zelda, they do something kind of similar to, they're going to do something similar to PS4, the share play thing, where you can like, okay, I'm going to give you control now, and then your controller starts moving Link.
Now, so that's at least a little different, but none of these are going to be. Are these games going to be different than the original, or it's basically like
They're the exact same.
like they're not going to add in a true co-op to like Mario or something? It's still going to be alternating
Correct.
turn. Like
It's just
they're not
one
going
and
to do
two.
anything.
They're not going to do like new Super Mario.
Right. Yeah.
You do get cloud saves. Now there was a lot of people that this was a big hullabaloo, Sean. This cloud save thing. To do cloud saves on your PS4, Sean, what do you have to subscribe to?
The thing. Switch Online.
On your PS4, Sean.
Oh, sorry.
You're killing my point.
Just get to the point.
If you want to do cloud saves on the PS4, you have to be a PS Plus subscriber. You can have some more. It's fine.
Okay.
That's $60 a year, unless you get discounts and stuff. Everybody's so pissed off about cloud saves. Why? Why aren't you pissed off at Sony? Now, one of the good points I did say was Bernardo tweeted me back and he said, yeah, I think people are pissed about that because there's nothing, you can't get the saves off the system, period, unless you subscribe to this and then you do cloud saves. And if your Switch dies, then you can download your stuff. You can't you can put a little micro SD memory card in there. Why the hell can't you put your saves on that? Bernardo, you're right. I get it. That's stupid. So if that's why people are pissed, I get it. But again, PlayStation 4, if you want to do cloud saves, you got to spend $60 a year to do their cloud saves. So I don't know. The other thing, there is no virtual console. They said it is gone. It's dead. What I think is they just want to get more money out of people because I've bought Zelda 1 how many times? If you want to buy it, I mean, I know it's included here, but or a Link to the Past. You bought it on your 3DS and you've got it on the SNES Classic and you got a Pi. They don't get any money for that, but you know what I mean? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Now they've said, I don't remember what the exact quote was. They basically said the virtual console's dead, but we may bring back old games where you can play them. But we are now over a year removed from this console coming out. By the time this comes out, it'll be a year and a half, and you still can't. You're still telling me I can't go buy a Link to the Past and play it on my Switch. That's crap.
Yeah,
I don't get it. This is way too long. This should have been ready at launch. They just got this thing out there because they couldn't sit on Zelda any longer. But whatever. And the voice chat still goes through the app, like we talked about, with all your dongles and stuff. Sean, overall thoughts on Nintendo Switch Online?
I know we briefly. I mean, it literally may have been 2 text messages, but we briefly talked about it. But I agree with you. I don't regret my Switch purchase, especially because I had no other way to play Breath of the Wild.
Golden State is blowing out Houston.
By no means do I regret my Switch purchase.
And that's the thing. I could have played on the Wii U, but whatever.
I couldn't.
Right.
So now, granted, was Breath of the Wild so good that it was worth $350? Probably not.
Plus a Pro controller.
Plus I bought the stupid Master Edition or whatever.
And a Pro controller, yeah.
And we still have Metroid Prime coming, and Odyssey was good. It's overrated. I'm sorry.
It was fine. I'm glad I played it, but it was fine. Whatever.
Yeah. And there's plenty of good games that are still to come. But as of right now, you're selling Switches based on Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, and what?
Indies.
Splatoon.
Indies, yeah.
I can't. I don't understand that game. And what's the punching game? The
Arms.
That
thing's still going, yeah.
What's that game called where you do this thing with
this appendage?
It's Nintendo. It's not gonna be another Wii U. I'm sure of it. But a year plus removed, not a whole lot of incentive to buy this right now.
I turn on my PlayStation 4 almost every single day. I don't remember the last time. I probably last turned on the Switch when I played Zelda when I was waiting to get my tires changed at Costco. Like, and I'm never going to go back and play Odyssey again. Like you were saying, that game just... It was really my first 3D Mario. It's whatever. I mean, I probably even still had it ranked too high in my top 10 list. I probably should have knocked it down a couple more. But no, I agree. And this, I think there's some good stuff here, but you made us wait a year and a half for this.
Yeah.
Come on. So the next big news item, Valve bought Campo Santo, which nobody saw this coming. This, of course, was broken by Jason Schreier at Kotaku because Jason Schreier is the man. The only thing that's really interesting about this is, at least I will say, that In the Valley of Gods is still coming out in 2019. No, I'm good. I had I mean, that's fine. Yeah, just give me a little bit. Yeah, it's better.
There's not many. Just finish it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. No. So In the Valley of Gods is still coming out. What's interesting, though, is that Minute Maid Light and Captain Morgan Black, or Sprite and Captain Morgan Black, for a good time, call the captain. I've lost myself. So, is Valve going to make Half-Life 3? Is Valve going to make Portal? Valve, damn it. Is Campo Santo going to make Half-Life 3? Are they going to make Portal 3? I actually could see them doing Portal, actually.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, all their team members are staying intact, at least for now, is what I would say that means. I think once In the Valley of Gods comes out, which I cannot wait to play, just because I love these guys so much, I don't know what's going to happen here. It's going to be interesting because Firewatch still has to come out on Switch. So is it going to be Firewatch? It's when it's loading up, it's going to say Valve, and then the Firewatch. It's just going to be weird to see a Valve logo on a Nintendo Switch.
It's one of those things where I'm both happy for them, and also I don't like it.
I know it makes me nervous.
Like, good for them, but I don't know. And like, we'll get In the Valley of Gods, but
that's going to be it.
Whatever Campo Santo would have done next,
they're just going to be
will
absorbed.
we ever get it?
Nope. I don't think
and
so.
even if we do, will we even know that we got it? Or we should be, hey, look, Valve came out with it. It's just, I don't know. Good for them, but I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I love Firewatch. I can't wait to play In the Valley of Gods. And hopefully this doesn't just end up blowing up in everybody's faces. I'll say that.
Yeah.
This next one just happened this last week. These next couple did, actually. This one's really cool. There's a lot of bad stuff going on in this world, obviously. And to talk about stupid video games and stuff for a while, like, obviously, Xbox has lost this generation.
Yeah.
Not even close. I think Colin said that EA spilled the beans that they've sold like 25.5 million Xbox Ones. Whereas PlayStation is getting close to 100 million or something at this point. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't remember what the exact numbers are. Don't at me. But Xbox has done some great things, from backwards compatibility to Game Pass to, there's something else I'm forgetting. Oh, that if you own a PC, it's cool that you can play every Xbox exclusive on Windows also. And now they came out with the Xbox Adaptive Controller, which is basically an accessibility option for video game fans and players that are handicapped in some way, to where they cannot just pick up a controller and just hit all these triggers and all these different buttons and everything. They need a different way to play their games. And up until now, all that has been done by these third-party accessories. So Xbox finally said, we're going to make our own controller, which a lot of these third-party accessories can plug into. Xbox has basically said, we're not making hardly any money on this. Like, it's not about that. Some things you just do because it's the right thing to do. It's $100, but this thing is, have you seen the picture of this? So
I saw a picture, but I wasn't really sure what I was looking at.
It's two giant buttons.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, it's two giant buttons, a D-pad, and then you can plug, hopefully I remember to put this up. I doubt I will, but you've probably seen it. You can plug all these different third-party accessories into this controller, because depending on your affliction, God, I hope I'm not sounding like an idiot here, but depending on your affliction that you have, there are certain things that you need to be able to do to play a video game.
To scale? Like that makes that button look almost the size
The
of like a
button is-
normal Xbox controller.
The buttons,
Is it like the size of an iPad?
The big circle
Yeah.
buttons, yeah, they're big.
But I mean, are they like that big?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yep. So it's one of those things that it's just Able Gamers has done a lot for disabled gamers and everything, and this is one of those things where it's like once you finally see Xbox taking the leap on something like this, they're recognizing that it's a need. They're recognizing that not everybody who loves video games is just sitting here like Sean and I and just has complete use of all their everything, and it's a great thing. I wanted to talk about it for a little bit. We'll see where it goes. I think they're going to show it off at E3, and we'll see where it goes from there. So it's just basically, I just want to say, good on you, Phil Spencer. Good on you, Xbox. You guys are doing a lot of good stuff this generation, even if you're getting destroyed, which is what's going to make it really interesting when we get to the Xbox 2 and the PS5. That they've learned a lot from day one when they revealed this thing and completely screwed the pooch. Ever since that first day, that first E3, horrible. Ever since then, they've been doing great. It was just they had already lost the battle right then.
Yeah. So, pardon my ignorance, but I mean, I know I'm not even trying to take a shot. I know Xbox doesn't really have much of anything in terms of first-party games.
Whoa.
But the ones they have,
yes,
are they all, or are they typically also available on PC?
Yeah.
I just wonder,
yep.
In my mind, I'm thinking it's Microsoft. They should be knocking out of the park because they should be able to take advantage of all the PC gamers as well. But then the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, they're really just competing with themselves. And I wonder if you look at PC game, not that Microsoft is making all these games that you play on PC. I mean, that's part of it. But at first, it just seems like Xbox should be killing it because they should be able to take advantage of the PC gamers.
But it's almost like they're fighting against themselves.
Exactly.
Also.
So maybe that's part of the problem, too. But
I still wonder, I think we will get an Xbox 2. But if they did just say, we're going to go software only, and we're going to let Nintendo and Sony just fight it out. And then maybe Apple or Google or somebody makes another machine. We haven't had somebody make a new video game console since 2001 when the Xbox came out. Before then, we had Sega, and we had Nintendo, and we had whoever made TurboGrafx. Was it NEC? And we had Atari with the Jaguar. We had Panasonic with the 3DO. You had all these different video game consoles, and now you don't. Don't talk to me about the Ouya or anything like that. It's either PC, Sony, Xbox, or Nintendo.
Yeah,
that's it. So I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if Microsoft, or I should say this, if Microsoft said Xbox is no longer part of Microsoft proper. They sell them off. That they become their own separate gaming company. Yeah. And then they've got more freedom to maybe take risks and stuff. I don't know. But,
yeah.
This freaking thing. Okay, so this past week, Black Ops 4 was revealed. And let me tell you something. Call of Duty Black Ops 1, still my favorite Call of Duty game by far. Best story they've ever done with a Call of Duty game. It's the only one I remember to this point. That should tell you something. Modern Warfare, the nuke goes off. Modern Warfare 2, I think it was a good game, but I don't remember it. Modern Warfare 3, I just remember it was us. Oh, Modern Warfare 2, that's all I remember is the ending. Did you play Warfare 2?
I don't know.
It's the ending where you're crawling and then the guy's coming at you.
No, I think the only Call of Duty game I own, I think, was just 4: Modern Warfare. That's the one with the nuke.
Yes. Modern Warfare 2. I think
that's the only one I own.
Modern Warfare 2 is no Russians.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where you go through as a terrorist and you mow down innocent people, and it was the biggest deal ever when it came out. That I can't believe it was horrible. But Black Ops I love. Black Ops 2 I really liked also. Black Ops 3 I played it for 2 days and I sold it for I lost $20. I sold it to somebody on Craigslist or Facebook, whatever it was. This series Call of Duty in general, but then the Black Ops sub-series has fallen so far that it is absolutely ridiculous now. Black Ops 4, all the rumors were true. There is officially no single-player campaign. Instead, they're looking to, quote, expand the multiplayer universe with solo missions featuring specialists. So there's like 2 missions you can do that let you basically try out this type of character or this type of specialist you can be in the online mode. Awesome. And this takes place between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. They made a big deal. There will be no jetpacks. There will be no wall running and blah, blah, blah. Great. Good for you. What I was hearing a lot of people say, because I obviously did not watch the event. I don't care if you're excited for this. Okay. The multiplayer supposedly is similar to Rainbow Six Siege. Okay. I don't care. Okay. Zombies are back.
Yay.
And they're doing 3 zombie maps.
You know, I was just thinking, we don't get enough zombies in video games.
I know. Said no one ever. Or in pop culture, period.
Yeah.
Why are they still going? Does anybody care about The Walking Dead anymore?
I blame... Oh, no. I was going to say Twilight,
Brad Pitt.
but that was vampires. I don't know where zombies came from.
Brad Pitt.
Was it Brad Pitt's fault?
World War Z.
We'll get
that was
Brad
actually
Pitt
supposed
on
to be
here.
pretty
We'll
good,
talk
I
to
guess.
him.
I haven't watched it, but... and of course, because shout out to you, Call of Duty, they're getting a new mode called Blackout. Do you know what that mode is, Sean?
Is it Battle Royale?
Battle freaking Royale. So let me get this straight. First off, it has vehicles. Yay. PUBG has vehicles, but this has vehicles. It looks like it's going to have helicopters, maybe tanks and stuff. Are you kidding me? That's like, if these are like kill streak things or something. So not only are you already the best player in the match, now you're going to get a kill streak. And when you can't respawn, it's one thing when you get these things in a regular, online match and you can respawn and you can have a shot to get an RPG and get them down or whatever. If this is true, then it's okay. Then it's over. A battle royale mode where somebody gets a friggin' helicopter with a Gatling gun or something is not fun at all. That's stupid. And they're not saying how many people, so we don't know if they're even going to hit 100 players like PUBG and Fortnite has. But my thing is anybody really that Fortnite's the biggest thing in the world right now when it comes to video games? Not even close. But is anybody who's playing Fortnite really oh man, this is so much fun, but I wish I could pay $60. That's the other thing. This friggin' thing is still going to be full price. I wish I could pay $60 and just do this in a Call of Duty game, which it's just going to be half-assed. They threw it together in this last year. This was definitely not in it to begin with. They're just like, oh crap, PUBG's big, Fortnite's big, Battle Royale mode. That's what they did. This is going to be so half-assed, it's ridiculous. But these Call of Duty fans, if you're excited for this, that's fine, but you are also just kind of what's wrong about video games. When they're doing this reveal event, people are going nuts. The people that were there in attendance are just going nuts. And they're just Call of Duty's here, do you want a spoonful of crap? Good, take it. This is great. Thank you, sir. May I have another? That's what it is. It's so ridiculous. Is anybody, back to my original point, if you're playing Fortnite and you love it, are you really thinking, crap, I wish I could do this in Call of Duty? Or if you've been I know there's this great game called Fortnite Battle Royale that is free to play. And I've heard this Battle Royale thing's really great, but you know what? I'm going to wait till I can spend $60 and give that money to Activision, and then I'll try out this whole Battle Royale thing. What in the blue hell is going on?
Now, I will say, breaking news, I don't like first-person shooters. I don't care. I don't get them. I'm not good. I'll admit it. I don't know if I don't care because I'm not good or if I'm not good because I don't care. But either way, I don't care. Fortnite? I put more time into Fortnite than any other first-person shooter game. I don't even know. Since I don't know when. And it wasn't even that much time.
Modern Warfare 1.
But I played several games in it. Several rounds. They at least... Now I know PUBG. I guess PUBG came first.
Yeah.
But at least it's something different. It's still just a first-person shooter, but it's a different view on it. I'm so sick. first-person shooters are more.
Well, now
guilty
you're gonna get eaten alive in the comments by
I don't
the
care.
20 people that watch this. No, I'm saying, but it's not first. It's you can go first person, but it's third person.
Well,
I know what you mean,
I guess
but I mean
shooters, in
online
general.
multiplayer shooters,
shooters in
yes.
general. But just can we just do something new? I mean, PUBG did it and Fortnite followed, but like that was cool. That was different.
And there's the base building, and there's all this stuff. So when somebody's shooting at you,
Right,
you can build
Fortnite
a wall,
did
and you
a
can
lot
run and be
different.
like, "Oh crap, there's shooting! I got to put up a brick wall. Now I got to run again."
But
Like,
just can we get something new? And I know I'll probably still get eaten alive because technically this game does this. I don't care. Like it's the same. It's just another Modern Warfare game. I don't care. You're not gonna be able to convince me otherwise. I just do something new. For the love of God, do something new. Just please.
the problem is people just keep buying it. And
I know. I
gonna
can't blame these companies for doing this because they know they're going to sell millions and millions of copies. But
it'd be one
God.
thing if this was $40, I'd be a lot less perturbed because then you're at least getting a little bit of a discount, like Black Ops 3. So Black Ops 3 2 years ago, when it came out on PS4 and Xbox One, it also came out. If you remember this, it came out on PS3 and Xbox 360. Except it was multiplayer only because they just didn't have the horsepower to make the campaign the same as they were doing it on the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Multiplayer only, they discounted it to $40. That's what this should be. But because all you Call of Duty fans just eat this crap up, it's going to be $60. It is $60. I just don't get it. And this is coming out right between Spider-Man and Tomb Raider and Red Dead. So just between Spider-Man and Red Dead, you've got games that are going to be on everybody's top 5 list for this year, if not even high, if not top 2 or 3 list. And then you're just throwing this out there. I don't get it.
Yeah. I just don't care. And then you throw zombies in on top of it.
No, but they're doing 3 maps now, Sean.
Oh, well.
Hey-oh. So anyways, let's move on to some happier things. If you missed out on the NES Classic the first time it was out 2 years ago or whatever it was at this point, it's coming back in June. It's already actually been going up for pre-order on Amazon Spain, I want to say, I think. The one thing I will say, I'm a little disappointed because it is just the NES Classic. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
They didn't throw in an
I
extra
thought for
controller.
sure we'd get a
I thought
2.0 or
I thought it was going to be
something.
15 more games and a second controller for maybe $10 more, but it's just the NES Classic. It's if you didn't get it and you want it, get it, or just go buy a Raspberry Pi and build it. It's not that hard. And then this was really cool. I kind of alluded to it earlier, but Bloodstained Curse of the Moon was announced. So it's out this Thursday. It's only $10. It's coming out on everything. It's coming out on PS4, Xbox, Vita, PC. I think it's out on Switch too, and 3DS or something. It's like I think it's on everything. This is an 8-bit, my kind of Castlevania game, where it's not a Metroidvania. It is the spiritual successor to Castlevania 3: Dracula's Curse. Did you think the same thing when you were watching that trailer? I was like, this is Dracula's Curse. But the cool thing is you switch between players on the fly. Like I'm assuming the D-pad is going to be up as this guy, right, that guy. Yeah. So you switch between players on the fly. They've all got different weapons. They've got different special attacks and stuff. It just looks so cool. I didn't realize this was a Kickstarter goal that they set and they hit. And they Iga sent it out to Inti Creates to make the game and everything. And apparently people knew this was a thing. No, we just didn't know it was going to happen. And then all of a sudden Iga's like, oh, hey everybody, here's Bloodstained. And everybody just lost their mind. Everybody that if you love old school Castlevania, especially Castlevania 3, you have to play this game. I will be buying this game. I cannot wait to play it. The funny thing, I didn't even realize this at first. And you're looking at the notes, so you're going to get it. But Bloodstained, the main Bloodstained game is called Ritual of the Night. That sounds a lot like something else of the night. Oh, Symphony of the Night. And then Bloodstained Curse of the Moon draws from Dracula's Curse, Curse of Darkness, and Circle of the Moon. So basically, Iga's like, shout out to you, Iga, for putting those 2 middle fingers up at Konami. I'm very proud of you, and I like you a lot. Good job. I can't wait to play this. And the last item on the list, somehow, I don't know how this is even possible, Grand Theft Auto 5 has now sold over 95 million copies. What in the hell? Who is still buying this game?
I don't know how there are still people that don't have this game, that want this game. Are there really, in the last, 6 months, 10 million people have been like, you know what? I want to get Grand Theft Auto 5 that didn't already have it. Like,
so in November, they were 85 million. Now they've jumped up to 95. The only thing I can think of is, PlayStation keeps selling like gangbusters. Although there was an article where they said they think they have, they're not going to start. They're
plateauing.
They're plateauing, which I get it. You can only sell so many of these systems. But every time somebody buys a PS4 for the first time,
they're going to get Grand Theft Auto 5.
And this game is still like $60 almost all the time. Like I saw it on sale last week for $30. That's the first time I've seen it go on sale in a long time. Yeah. That game is full price and people are still just buying it like crazy. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I don't know. I haven't pre-ordered Red Dead yet. I'm going to, I guess. But like the trailers have done nothing to excite me. And I see like Jared Petty's doing a whole
It looks beautiful. I just don't know.
Jared's doing a whole podcast dedicated to it. And I'm like, we don't know anything about it. Like right. Marston's in it. I get it. So the last trailer showed that Marston's in it. Great. I didn't play Red Dead 1. Well, Red Dead 2, which is Red Dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll pre-order it probably just because I feel like I kind of have to.
I just don't. I don't care. It looks beautiful, but like we've talked about on here before, it just seems like it's Grand Theft Auto, but not that
without the fun stuff.
One kind of car that you can get, and that car is a horse, but probably like 3 guns. You have like a
revolver and a shotgun.
Yeah, like
there's no automatic.
There's
weapons.
No big buildings to climb. Right. There's no helicopters.
There's no jetpacks.
Like, what? I just don't get it. I mean, if you're into it, great, but I don't understand.
Yeah, if I get it, it's just going to be because I feel like I have to. Like if I go see Solo, it's going to be like I feel like I have to.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to get it unless you get it and you're like, dude.
I'm sure it'll be great. Like Rockstar,
I'm sure it's a cool
makes
story,
great games, but like I'm in my head, I'm going to be saying, man, I wish this was GTA 6.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't see myself getting it. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. I'm sure it's going to be a cool story, but like, it's not going to be like Grand Theft Auto where people are still buying it.
It will not
months
sell
or years after release.
I can guarantee it will not sell 95 million copies.
It'll sell 10 million. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it'll even hit 20.
Maybe.
Yeah, because it's not like Red Dead. You can just put out with no marketing at all. If they just said, "Oh, out this Tuesday, Grand Theft Auto 6," and it'll sell $5 billion in a day, just because it's Grand Theft Auto, and especially because of how amazing Grand Theft Auto 5 has been. Yeah. 6 is just going to be like, all you got to do is just like, there, it's out, go get it. And I was like, okay, and I'm going to call in sick tomorrow and play it. Like, you can't do that with Red Dead. It's not that, just because Rockstar makes it doesn't mean that it's that big. So that's it for the news of the year, Sean.
That's it. That's all the news this year.
But it's not the end of the podcast, Sean. Why is that?
It's time for the... Okay. It's time for the...
It's the back of the box challenge. And if you didn't know, the back of the box challenge is how we end the podcast here every so often when we actually do the podcast. What this game is we take a look at a previously released retail game, turn that joker around, and read the back of the box aloud to the other player. The other player then gets asked some follow-up questions, however many they want. Oh, yeah, and we read it aloud. I haven't done this in a long time. They read it aloud without... we bleep out any pertinent information that would give the game away or make it too obvious. Then the other player gets asked some follow-up questions, however many they want, and they try to get the game. That's the back of the box challenge, and that's what we're going to do now.
Who's going first? Who went first last time?
Shut up.
All right, you can go. You already have yours up.
All right.
I'm not ready. I mean, I'm ready, but I'm not ready.
Blank's back, and this time he wants to stay. Take control of Blank, a blank-toting blank killer who has waited his whole life to meet his ultimate destiny.
Destiny.
Or Blank, A young girl with a strange magical presence who is mysteriously drawn to blank's evil blank.
Is this...
It is their duty
Time
to...
out. Is this a Nintendo 64 game?
Did you pick the same game?
Is it Castlevania 64?
Did you pick the same game?
No, but I was going to do a Castlevania game,
Son
and
of
I
a-
thought about doing that one, but I was going to do... There's only one that I looked at.
You know there was 2 on the N64?
Lament of Innocent. That was... I'm like, let me look at this one. It was all about so-and-so from the Belmont clan is going to kill Dracula.
Damn!
I had my mindset on Castlevania. Spoiler alert, I'm not doing Castlevania. But
Drax back, and this time he wants to say, take control of Reinhardt Schneider.
as soon as you said the thing about the girl and she's like got magic, I'm like, wait a minute. This
But
sounds...
isn't that kind of like Symphony of the Night also? Don't you play as Marie at some point or something?
No, I think you just play as Alucard.
Okay.
In the very beginning, you play
As Richter.
Yeah, Richter.
Well, that sucked. All right, Sean. Dang. Well, we did. It still happened one time, right? When we both picked the same game. It was hardcore. But I read the back of the box.
And I just
you read
like
Moby Games. Yeah.
yeah. All right.
I was like, well, this sounds familiar. Well, dang it.
All right. You just found out that Princess Blank was kidnapped by the evil Blank
King Bowser.
and taken to Blank
Is it Peach?
in the Blank. No.
Okay.
You land on Blank
Koholint Island.
without weapons or food. The Blank... yeah, it's an island.
Okay. Wait,
you already figured that much
Is this
out.
a Zelda game?
No.
Oh, dang.
The island is thick with forest, mountains, and caves.
Oh, I thought you meant Forest Mountains. I was like, what's a Forest Mountain?
Hidden on the island are your Blank,
Weapons.
axe, food, and other helpful tools you must find by exploring the island. Better find the weapons and food quickly, because you will need them to fight the Blank's spiders, snakes, bats, and demons. The evil Blank has set lots of traps for you before you can face him one-on-one. Are you up for the challenge? Can you live through Blank? Can you live through Blank to save Princess Blank?
Oh, yeah, it's not a Metal Gear game because there's Princess. Is this a Nintendo-made game? Or a Nintendo-published game?
No.
Is this 8-bit?
Yes. It's a Nintendo game.
Okay.
I mean, it was on the NES.
Is it part of a series?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Did that.
Is this
base.
Yeah, that was Big Base. Big Base. Big Base. Is this the first in the series?
Yes.
Is the series still alive today? What? Big Base.
Big Base.
Big Base.
What was the question?
Is it still alive today?
No.
They just live on past the Nintendo 64.
Mm-mm.
Why? Why are you laughing?
It's just not the question I thought you were going to ask.
Did this live on in perpetuity? What was I going to say?
Nothing.
This is not as easy as Castlevania 64.
I was expecting your question to be, did this live on beyond the NES? And then you switched it up and just went all the way to Nintendo 64.
Well, because I was trying... Well, you said it was a series... Okay. Does it live on... Did this series appear on the Super Nintendo?
Yes.
Okay. Is this a Capcom game?
No.
No, it's a Princess. But you said it's not Nintendo. Konami?
No.
Ultra.
No.
Sunsoft. Do you play as a caveman?
I wouldn't say a caveman.
Do you play as somebody whose name starts with a J and his friend that starts with an M?
No.
It's not Joe and Jack?
No.
Dang it. Is this presented by Data East?
No.
Oh. Okay, so it's not Capcom. Okay. Sunsoft. Okay. Is your primary form of attack like melee, like swords and whatnot?
Yeah.
Do I know this game?
Yeah.
Did we own this game?
No.
What the hell is this game? Is this a role playing game?
No.
Is it a side scroller?
Yes.
I have I can't. What did you say? I use swords. And
You
stuff?
don't use swords.
But it's like hand to hand.
It's not
combat.
guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you land on an island. Some guy, you got to fight spiders and stuff, though.
Yep.
It's a Nintendo game, but it's not a Nintendo game. It went to the Super Nintendo, but it did not make it to the N64. Do you wear a hat?
Yeah.
Doesn't help. I'm not gonna get this. I have no idea. Wait,
I know how to help you out if you're really stuck, but it's gonna kind of give it away.
Did we didn't own this? You said
No, No, we didn't.
this is the first in the series.
Yes.
Okay. Is the maker of the game still a thing today? Are they still?
I
around?
don't think so.
And you do play as a male, I assume.
Yes.
Side scrolling. Do you play as short, fat people?
I mean, you only play as one person.
Okay, so it's not Legacy the Wizard. What I was thinking.
Oh,
The game we can never remember what it's called. I have no earthly idea what this is. Spiders and stuff. That's got to be. Man, spiders. Is this a licensed game?
No. One of the games
In the series?
that you mentioned earlier, I don't even know if you ended up mentioning it or if you just alluded to it, is very, very similar to this game. Like you would get it, or at least I get it confused with this game. It's very similar in my mind.
Castlevania 3?
No. No, that you mentioned during Back of the Box. That you were thinking it was.
I did?
It's very similar to this game, or very to the series. I get them confused.
Joe and Mac? Oh. Is your name Chuck?
I have no idea. I don't think you have a name.
So it's not Chuck Rock.
It just says you.
You. All right. So you play as a. Do you play as a? Oh, you don't. Oh, but I asked if you play as a caveman. And you got confused.
I don't think you play as a caveman. You don't play as a caveman.
Do you play as a cave boy? Oh! Wait a minute. Did this also come out on the TurboGrafx?
It's not Bonk.
Dang it. Joe and Mac reminds me of.
No, it reminds me of. Maybe it doesn't remind other people. You don't play as a caveman. You don't fight
Is adventure
dinosaurs.
in the name?
Yes.
Oh my god! What the hell is that game?
I mean, that's literally that's half the title.
Is it Adventure Island?
Yes.
I don't even know what it is. Wait,
Adventure Island, and then there was Hudson.
Oh!
And then there was
God!
Super Adventure Island. There may have even
Yes.
been. There's at least one. There may have been multiple on Super Nintendo.
Yes. I remember this now.
So Princess Leilani, I don't think the name would have given it away,
No.
but it at least would have made you think like
Hawaiian
Island.
islandy, yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean,
the
I got
evil-
Island pretty quick.
the evil witch doctor taken to Adventure Island in the South Pacific. Hidden on the island are your skateboard, axe, food. Yeah.
See, what kept popping in my head was like Star Tropics, but I was like, I know we've done Star Tropics like
I
3
wouldn't do
times,
it.
so I know
wouldn't do
it's
it again.
not Star Tropics.
But yeah, that's funny. My first, because of all the Bloodstained stuff, which is probably the same reason you did it, the first thing that popped into my mind was like, I'm going to do Castlevania, but I can't do like 1, 2, or 3
And I didn't
or
want to do some
Symphony.
weird GBA game that they
That's
were
what
all
I was
going to
try to do.
Yeah.
So I just picked a random one, and it happened to be a PS2 game. And I was looking at the back of the box, like, I would have to make it so, like, I would have to delete everything, and then there's
Right.
nothing left. So I abandoned Castlevania altogether. But that was my first gut choice.
Well, my gut tells me this has been episode 107 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here. It won't be that long before we put the bat signal up again. We'll be back in 2 weeks with our E3 prediction / hopes and dreams special. Looking forward to it. We got a good plan for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you come back in 2 weeks. Of course, we are part of the Nerd 901 family. I forgot what the new slogan is. So go to Nerd 901 for all things nerdy in Memphis and around the globe. Nick, I got to update my notes. Sorry. Like I said earlier, though, check out Ernie. YouTube.com/blurwithoutfear. Push him over that 5,000 sub line, which is just insane. It's awesome. Have you seen his Wolverine video is blown up? He's like 300 something thousand views now. Yeah,
holy crap.
It's crazy. Obviously, you can find us on Twitter. On Twitter, I'm at Kevin White 24. He's at Real Sean White. Together, we're at 2player_co-op. Obviously, you should be watching this YouTube.com/2player-co-op, but make sure you smash that like button and hit the subscribe button. And if we get to 50,000 likes, we'll give away $10 in Fortnite bucks.
Shirt bucks.
Yeah. If you like audio, sorry, we're not there anymore. So just listen to youtube.com/2player-co-op. But we got a Facebook page. No, you don't. Nobody goes to that. Don't even worry about it. This has been a lot of fun. I missed this.
It's been too long.
It's been too long. Last time we did it was the WrestleMania predictions. I guess we'll probably do a SummerSlam prediction. I don't even feel like doing a Money in the Bank prediction right now. I don't even care.
So far, it looks terrible.
Yeah. So whatever. But yes, we will be back in 2 weeks for our E3 prediction / hopes and dreams special. I cannot wait for that. But until that time, Sean, go ahead, take us out. He's got nothing.
I had nothing to do. Thank you for playing.